Is in a situation where she feels like she's under attack because she's
chief of Dalton, now facing federal charges. The grand jury indicted him on bankruptcy fraud charges today.
So Lightfoot's investigation, at least according to trustees, is
chaos. You do not stand for me, and I want you to step down.
The mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, lashed out at her board of trustees during another tense meeting.
she vetoed the board's.
Today, we're unpacking the latest bombshell in the Tiffany Henyard saga. Her lawyer just made a massive blunder, and trust me, you won't want to miss the shocking details. Is this the final nail in the coffin for Henyard, or does she still have a shot at turning things around? From questionable legal tactics to missed opportunities in court, Tiffany's lawyer is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Everyone's asking, just how serious is this mistake, and could it cost her everything? We're breaking down the facts, the fallout, and whether this could signal the end of Tiffany Henyard's career. So, fasten your seatbelt as we expose the truth behind this legal slip-up. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all the latest developments. Now, let's jump in.
The mayor's side, in a place usually reserved for the village attorneys, two unfamiliar faces. This is Chicago federal criminal defense attorney Beau Brindley, along with his law partner Ed McDavid. The website for Brindley's law firm says, results matter, aggressive criminal defense. Sitting at the mayor's side, in a place usually reserved for the village attorneys, two unfamiliar faces. This is Chicago federal criminal defense attorney Beau Brindley, along with his law partner Ed McDavid.
This is what they told me to tell y'all, right here. Every single resident.
chose to lie, implicate this man, and drag him through this experience.
Dalton's embattled mayor, Tiffany Henyard, is making headlines once again, but this time, it's not about her extravagant spending or fiery boardroom clashes. No, this time it's much bigger. She's hired a lawyer known for representing some of the nation's most notorious cases, and now everyone's left wondering, what in the world is she thinking?
She's going to use them for her criminal defense attorney, and that the village is going to pay for.
Is that appropriate?
When Brindley, the criminal defense lawyer hired by Henyard, stepped in after the FBI issued subpoenas to the village and township earlier this year, things took an even darker turn. Now he's accusing Henyard's lead attorney, Keith Freeman, of being involved in bribery and shady deals. Brindley, who once defended R. Kelly's manager in a child pornography case, might just be the worst decision Tiffany's made yet. Believe me, things are looking grim. Stick with us as we dive into Beau Brindley's shocking past and explore how his involvement could be the final blow to Tiffany Henyard's already shaky career. Tiffany, no stranger to controversy, whether it's accusations of reckless spending or explosive board meetings, has now taken it up a notch by hiring Beau Brindley. His background is so outrageous, it's almost hard to believe. Known for defending some of the nation's most controversial figures, Brindley is making headlines once again thanks to his connection with Henyard. Her decision to bring him on board is raising major red flags about her judgment and leaving many to wonder what she might really be trying to hide.
Untouchable. So if this is just the first domino to all of them falling.
To fully grasp the seriousness of this situation, we need to look at Beau Brindley's past, which is filled with allegations of misconduct and questionable legal tactics. Brindley first gained notoriety for defending R. Kelly's manager in a highly controversial trial, where the manager faced charges of witness tampering and involvement with underage explicit material. Thanks to Brindley's legal maneuvers, the manager was acquitted. However, Brindley's methods have been heavily criticized. He's faced numerous allegations, including coaching witnesses to lie, tampering with evidence, and bribing officials to secure favorable verdicts in his cases.
David and Robert Kelly's lawyers, Edward Jensen and Jerry Margolis, was great work.
McDavid and others knew of Kelly's contact and will act.
One of the biggest controversies surrounding Beau Brindley occurred on September 3, 2015, when he faced 21 charges, including obstruction of justice and conspiracy. These charges stem from his involvement in 6 federal cases, where he acted as the defense attorney. Prosecutors pointed to question and answer sheets used to prep witnesses, accusing Brindley of crossing the line from preparation to outright coaching. Despite the severity of these accusations, Brindley was acquitted after a lengthy legal battle. However, the trial left lasting doubts about his methods and ethics. Brindley's questionable actions go beyond the courtroom. Many former clients have accused him of fraud, claiming he took thousands of dollars without delivering on his promises. His Google reviews are full of complaints from clients who say they paid him for services, only to have him disappear, leaving them without legal representation. One reviewer even called him a no-good crook and questioned how he's still allowed to practice law. Tiffany Henyard's decision to hire Brindley, a lawyer with such a notorious past, is nothing short of baffling. It raises major concerns about her judgment and what she might be trying to hide. By aligning herself with someone like Brindley, she risks severely damaging her political future. This decision could have far-reaching consequences, not only casting doubt on her leadership, but also suggesting she may be willing to overlook serious ethical issues to pursue her own agenda.
Presents the four trustees doing battle with Henyard, says he's never seen anything like this before.
Why are you having a federal criminal lawyer sit next to you at a village board meeting? I mean, all I can say is, really? Even in Chicago?
Brindley, a defense attorney notorious for his controversial tactics, has recently emerged as a central figure in the legal turmoil surrounding Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, Illinois. Henyard's decision to hire Brindley has sparked significant backlash, especially considering his history of defending high-profile clients in scandalous cases, most notably Darrell McDavid, R. Kelly's former business manager. This decision is even more perplexing given Henyard's own legal troubles, including an FBI investigation and multiple ongoing disputes. To fully understand the impact of this move, we need to examine both Brindley's past and Henyard's continuing challenges. Brindley first gained widespread attention for defending McDavid, who was deeply involved in covering up R. Kelly's criminal activities. McDavid played a crucial role in organizing and financing efforts to recover tapes that allegedly showed Kelly engaging in illegal acts with a 14-year-old girl. These tapes became central to Kelly's 2008 child pornography trial. One of the most significant pieces of evidence against McDavid came from Charles Freeman, whom McDavid hired to retrieve the tapes. Freeman testified that he was sent to Georgia, where he found one of the tapes in a VCR at a private residence. The tape allegedly depicted Kelly engaging in intimate acts with a young girl, and it became a pivotal piece of evidence in Kelly's trial. Though Freeman successfully recovered the tape, he made several copies out of concern that he wouldn't be paid the full amount he was promised. This only complicated the case further, as Brindley, who was leading McDavid's defense, attempted to discredit Freeman by portraying him as an extortionist, a move that drew significant backlash. The case not only revealed the extreme lengths Kelly and his team were willing to go to protect him, but also showcased Brindley's aggressive and ethically questionable defense tactics. His willingness to use such controversial strategies solidified his reputation as a lawyer who would do anything to win, regardless of the moral implications. Brindley's connection to the Kelly case didn't end there. In 2022, Lisa Van Allen testified that McDavid had threatened her life after she returned one of the illicit tapes. Van Allen, who had been Kelly's girlfriend at the time, explained that she had taken the tape from Kelly's studio in 2000 out of fear for what he might do with it. The tape depicted Kelly, Van Allen, and a young girl, alongside other compromising footage. Years later, after learning that Kelly was offering $250,000 and to retrieve the tape, Van Allen returned it to him. During the trial, Brindley aggressively cross-examined Van Allen, questioning her motives and highlighting inconsistencies in her story, particularly her claim that she had never seen a tape featuring just Kelly and the young girl. His harsh questioning further cemented the view that Brindley was a lawyer willing to push ethical boundaries to defend his clients.
He did admit to a $2 million budget deficit. However, trustees say it's really millions more. Mayor Tiffany Henyard last night wasting no time shutting down trustees and critics.
The veto message is related to the secret squirrel meetings, yes, that the board...
In Brindley's controversial past, Tiffany Henyard's decision to hire him has raised serious concerns. As a public official, her choice of legal representation speaks volumes about her priorities and judgment. Many are now wondering whether she intends to use Brindley's aggressive tactics to navigate her growing legal troubles, or if there are more questionable motives behind this decision. Either way, bringing Brindley on board is seen as a risky move that could further damage her already fragile reputation. The backlash has been swift and intense, with both Dalton residents and her town administration questioning her judgment, especially in light of Brindley's history. Things have only taken a turn for the worse with the resignation of her former legal team, the Delgado Law Group, who stepped down citing financial issues. Now, Henyard finds herself without legal representation in 22 lawsuits, deepening speculation about the gravity of her legal troubles. The resignation of the Delgado Law Group is a major red flag that points to deeper problems within Henyard's administration. When a legal team walks away, It usually signals more serious issues behind the scenes, suggesting Henyard may be facing challenges far greater than she has publicly acknowledged. With Brindley now at the helm of her defense, things are likely to become even more complicated. His track record of using questionable tactics may not be enough to save her. In fact, it could very well be the final blow to her political career. Adding to the controversy, Brindley's involvement in Dalton Village board meetings with Henyard has raised further concerns. His presence, particularly in closed executive sessions, has fueled speculation about Henyard's motives. Critics argue that it's unusual and potentially inappropriate for Brindley to be involved in village matters, especially given the ongoing FBI investigation into Henyard's actions. Norwood, a municipal attorney representing 4 trustees opposed to Henyard, has publicly questioned the legality of Brindley's involvement, particularly if he's being paid with village funds. Norwood argues that such an arrangement could be illegal and could worsen Henyard's already precarious situation. Henyard's time as mayor has been far from smooth. She has faced numerous scandals and controversies that have placed her leadership and ethics under intense scrutiny. One of the major issues is the accusation of financial mismanagement, with critics claiming she mishandled public funds, raising serious questions about her honesty and accountability as a public official. These claims have fueled widespread distrust and led to a closer examination of her financial activities.
Keith Freeman with bankruptcy fraud back in April, but that didn't stop Tiffany Henyard from keeping him on the payroll in both Dalton and Thornton Township. Freeman denied in an afternoon text message to me that he had been fired from the township job, but we have the records that show he was.
And I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing.
Months, the Henyard administration has been under fire for failing to release spending records, a clear violation of state transparency laws. Despite an order from the Illinois Attorney General's office demanding the release of these documents, Henyard and her team resisted, raising serious concerns about their actions. But as always, the truth eventually comes to light. DGN, a prominent news station, took matters into its own hands and filed a lawsuit in Cook County Circuit Court to force the release of the records. Eventually, a judge ordered Dalton to release a significant number of documents, including credit card statements, which exposed troubling details about Henyard's administration. From July to November 2023, Henyard and her team racked up tens of thousands of dollars in expenses for first-class flights, luxury hotels, extravagant meals, and even personal shopping sprees. Among the most shocking expenditures was a 5-day trip to Austin, Texas in July 2023, where Henyard, her top aide Keith Freeman, and 3 township officials spent over $220,000 and of taxpayer money. The receipts are staggering: $1,619 and at the luxurious Fairmont Austin Hotel, $389 and at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, and $53 and on something listed as sports riding apparel. It's clear that these lavish shopping sprees and expensive steak dinners are far from what you'd expect from public officials spending taxpayer money that should be going toward essential services.
David and others agreed to pay money and caused money to be paid on Kelly's behalf to victims, witnesses, and others.
They did the right thing.
$250,000 to a minor to return a tape, $170,000 to cancel a press conference.
And this jury has exonerated Darryl McDavid and exonerated those men right along.
The spending spree didn't stop there. An additional $24,275 and was spent at stores like Walmart and Target, $4,420 and on Amazon, $59 and on Uber Eats and local restaurants, $413 and at Walgreens, and a staggering $3,491 and for Henyard's personal photographer. These extravagant expenses, all funded by taxpayer money, have understandably outraged Dalton residents and raised serious questions about Henyard's leadership. For a long time, Tiffany has been accused of misusing taxpayer money for her personal benefit, splurging on luxury travel, private security, and even her hairstylist fees. In January, Davin Investigates uncovered Henyard and her team's lavish spending, revealing that over $67,000 and had been charged to township credit cards for out-of-town trips in just the first 5 months of 2023. And that's not even the most shocking part. A detailed review of Dalton's credit card statements uncovered additional charges for high-profile trips to places like New York, Atlanta, Portland, and more. Records for Henyard's village vehicles were also released, showing that 3 luxury SUVs were supposedly leased by Henyard, costing residents over $374,000 and it's clear that Miss Henyard was living the high life. When asked about her extravagant spending, she responded, "I do not handle anything as relates to credit cards. As you heard me speak today at my board meeting, I do not handle that. Some of those charges are for you though." "No sir, you didn't go to Las Vegas." "What is that?" No comment. Under Tiffany Henyard's leadership, ongoing issues have only worsened. Unresolved licensing problems have led to the closure of several businesses, including Lawrence Gardner's trucking company. Since January 2023, Gardner's business has been inactive after the village accused him of selling liquor without a license at an event on his property. Gardner denies the allegations and has won a ruling in his favor, but he suspects there may be hidden motives behind the actions taken against him. He claims that shortly after Henyard took office, business owners like him were pressured to donate $3,500 into the village. Although the FBI has not confirmed any investigation into the mayor, Gardner claims he's been in contact with them for months. This situation has caused many to distance themselves from Henyard's policies, affecting their willingness to do business under her administration. Additionally, those close to her have raised concerns about her attitude. When questioned about the issues, Henyard responded at a village board meeting saying, "As you can see, our village, our community, myself, we are under attack. It's a shame that people can come to the meeting and just tell one side of the story and not get the full story." She also admitted to a $2 million deficit at Village Hall, but later, other board members revealed that the actual deficit was much higher than what Henyard reported. Former trustee Edward Steve commented, "The mayor can blame everyone else for the issues, but she needs to look at herself." Henyard has also been accused of using her power to silence critics. A notable case involves former village trustee Valeria Stubbs, who publicly criticized Henyard and then had two of her vehicles vandalized, allegedly by hitmen sent by the mayor. Stubbs also claimed that Henyard had purposely formed close ties with the police to ensure any complaints against her were ignored. As if the financial scandal weren't troubling enough, Henyard is now entangled in a darker issue. A civil lawsuit involving allegations of sexual assault during a work trip to Las Vegas, filed in April 2024. The lawsuit names both Henyard and a village trustee as defendants. The former assistant who filed the suit claims she was assaulted by the trustee during the trip. The details are disturbing. After dinner with the trustee, she began feeling disoriented and extremely tired. She alleges she woke up the next morning in the trustee's hotel room, with no memory of how she got there and in physical pain. Additionally, Officer Byron Miles, part of Henyard's $1 million security team, has filed a separate complaint alleging that the trustee called and FaceTimed him the night of the incident. During the call, the trustee supposedly bragged about betting the woman and showed her partially undressed on camera. This situation was so disturbing that Miles suspected the woman may not have been able to consent to what happened. What makes this case even more troubling is Henyard's response afterward. The former assistant claims that when she and a police officer told Henyard about the assault, the mayor seemed shocked and promised to take action. However, instead of supporting her employee, Henyard reportedly placed her on unpaid medical leave without consent, effectively silencing her. This has led to widespread outrage, with many demanding Henyard's resignation. The trustee involved denies the allegations, claiming he was just trying to help his colleague, whom he thought was drunk. However, the evidence in the lawsuit, including the FaceTime call, paints a much darker picture. Given these scandals, Henyard's decision to hire Bo Brindley has raised even more questions. With his controversial past and role in the R. Kelly case, it's surprising that a public official like Henyard would choose him, especially with so much at stake. With Brindley's recent blunders, it's starting to look like Henyard might have made a huge mistake by bringing him onto her team. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and click that notification bell for more updates.